Hello everyone, it's your host Get Good Fox, and it's time for the December 2021 Bounty Broker Monthly issue, and this is the show where I tell you which bounties are worth going for both the new pack coming in, that would be Stay Frosty, as well as the pack that is leaving next month, that would be Trifecta. In this review, I'm going to narrow it down to either the best bounties or the most interesting ones, basically rewards that you might not want to pass up on, because who knows when they're going to come back. It could be a year. Anyways, let's get started, beginning with the Trifecta bounty pack, and that's because Trifecta is leaving in January. The first item on the list are all three of the day packs. There are three variants, but they have the same stats. They're very easy to get, and the first one is the hard candy variant. The bounty is to collect 10 food. The second one is the filigree variant. The bounty is to collect 25 food. And the final one is the competition variant. The bounty is to collect 10 fuel. After you unlock all of them, if you want extra copies, they do cost 300 influence each, and they are a unique backpack with a distinctive stat line not shared by any other pack in the game right now. They're 7 slot, they're 1 pound, they're easy to get, and they're a very good general everyday backpack because they weigh so little and yet they give you 7 slots. Next up is the Gilded Kukri. Bounty is to dismember 35 zombie arms with melee attacks, and additional Kukris cost 750 influence each. It is a blade weapon that weighs 3 pounds, and it's got great lethality, great ease of use, though it is a little bit on the fragile side. Nevertheless, it is still in that category of like upper class bladed weapons, and in that class, you can use pretty much whichever one you think looks the best. So if you like the look of the Gilded Kukri, go out and grab it. Next up, we've got the Sweet Spot Bat. Bounty is to complete 4 missions with a follower. Price for more bats is 750 influence each. It is a blunt weapon that weighs 1.5 pounds, which is quite light, and most interestingly, it has very high lethality, especially for a blunt weapon, and it allows you to use a brand new style for the striking or blunt specialization to basically like clobber enemies with high lethality instead of always having to go for executions. The lightweight also makes it really good for marathon users, and it pairs well with the very lightweight day packs. Next up, we've got the Golden Honcho. Bounty is to dismember 70 zombie arms with ranged attacks. The price for more of these is 3,250 influence. It's an assault weapon that weighs 8 pounds, fires 7.62 millimeter bullets with a 50 round capacity. It can fire semi-automatic or fully automatic. It has a medium range scope with very good accuracy and moderate muzzle sway. Overall, it's a really high-quality gun, and if you're a fan of AK weapons, then you're really going to like the Golden Honcho. It's not quite as good as the Eternal Guard, but right now it's very accessible, at least until Trifecta goes away, and you basically have, like, I would say probably the second best AK weapon, so overall, just a great weapon. And lastly, we've got the MPX Competition. Bounty is to kill 10 ferals with ranged weapons or melee weapons. The price for more of these is 900 influence each. It's an assault weapon that weighs 6 pounds, fires 9mm bullets, has a 40 round capacity, all 3 firing modes, and it has a close combat scope where the zoom is practically negligible. It basically could not have a scope at all that have the same effect, but the weapon is super accurate whether it is zoomed in or not, and this is definitely the best weapon in the Trifecta pack. It's just so accurate, has all the firing modes, fires cheap 9mm bullets. If you get anything, get this one. Anyways, let's move on to the Stay Frosty pack. First item on the list is the Otto Howitzer. Bounty is to kill 5 freaks with rifles. The price for more Howitzers is 750 influence each. This is an anti-material rifle that weighs 5.5 pounds. It fires 50 caliber rounds with a 4 round capacity. It is a bolt action weapon. It has a medium strength zoom, but the weapon is just not especially accurate, so even when you zoom in, the spread is noticeable. It's got a moderate amount of muzzle sway, but overall, it's a 50 caliber weapon, so it's just automatically good. And what makes the Otto Howitzer good in particular is that it's not that expensive. 750 influence is actually pretty cheap. The Timberwolf, for example, costs 1,000. The B50FG costs 1,500. And the reason why 50 caliber weapons are so good is because if you put them on your allies, they don't use any ammo, and 50 caliber weapons can bring down a Juggernaut in 6 hits. So if you equip all of your AI community members with this, it protects you against Juggernauts really effectively. Next up, we've got the Cold Turkey. Bounty is to kill 1 Plague Heart with a shotgun. The price for more turkeys is 750 influence each. This is a shotgun that weighs 8.5 pounds. It fires, well, shotgun shells. It has an 8-shell capacity. It's semi-automatic, and what makes it interesting is that it has a very long-range scope by shotgun standards, as well as a very tight spread that's unusual by shotgun standards. It also comes with a professional choke, and this is basically a sniper shotgun. It's as close as you're going to get to like a slug shooting shotgun, and it's just such a unique weapon that it just has to be on the list. It might not be too good in higher difficulties due to the fact that you can't silence it, but on standard zone, it could be a ton of fun and actually be very effective. And the final item on the list is the maintenance bench. The bounty is to craft 180 crossbow bolts. The price for more benches is 1,000 influence each. It is a facility mod compatible with any facility, and the effects is that it gives you minus 50% melee and gun durability loss for 1 hour if you can pay the price. The price does increase with difficulty. On standard zone, it's 100 parts, 1 material, and 2 cases of chemicals, and on lethal zone, it's 200 parts, 3 materials, and 2 cases of chemicals. Now, it's interesting what makes this item useful, because if you get 2 maintenance benches and activate both of them together, you're going to get 100% melee and gun durability loss for an hour, meaning once you pay the cost up front, your weapons are completely immune to any damage for an hour. Now, you are paying the price twice, so 200 parts on standard zone, 400 on lethal zone. You'd have to decide whether or not you're going to cause enough damage to your weapons within an hour, but those of you who just go crazy destroying zombies or going on a plague heart purge, yeah, you could definitely come out profiting, but the main thing is if you don't get these, you won't have the option to mess around with this rather interesting mechanical interaction. Anyways, there you have it, your December 2021 Bounty Broker monthly advisories for which items are worthwhile. Let me know which ones you are enjoying using or which ones you're planning on going out to get. Like the video if it was informative, subscribe for future State of Decay 2 content, and of course remember that you don't have to be good to get good.